Do. Alright. Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve. And I gotta copy the link for the Discord. You guys know the same old shindig. Gotta come here, click that button, copy that, go down here, hit the paste the buttons in here, smash that enter. Good to freaking go. Sadly, nobody's in the chat yet, so I'll wait. Oh, there we go. All the buttons all the time. Hey, Jolly. Hey, Crazy. How you guys doing today? I'm doing swell. Got more packages. The British Baryonyx. How's it going? All right, so... Oh, we got quite a few more people. Kaiju Kitty Raven. So, got my next big bad pile of loot came in. Again, all from previous stuff before Entertainment Earth. And it's kind of been a little rough because they keep slamming your stuff because I have another one on the way because Hedora showed up. So that's getting shipped today as well. Hey, Matthew. So what I got here today for some small stuff, we got the Gundam Universe Shenlong Gundam. Hey, Mr. Stalin. Got the Book of Boba Fett. Boba Fett came in. The one I forgot that I pre-ordered because I forgot, I don't know, it just slipped my mind that was a thing until $270 came out of my account, which is the Metal Build Evangelion Unit 0. I keep that line going because I got the previous two ones. I'm glad you can make it, Trash. Oh, Jake from Discord, gotcha. Oh, that's fine. Hey, British Baryonyx. And then, fun one. Finally got this stupid thing, which is the X Plus Godzilla vs. Kong figure, the 25 centimeter. We're going to do a review of this one. But this one actually was a pledge tier on our Patreon. So, he might join the chat here in a bit. But this was, Mr. Smilers did the $100 Patreon tier for the month. So if you do that, we order a figure. Generally, it's for a review. He wants a hammer video. So this is getting hammered. Well, we're going to probably do something special because this thing's stupid expensive and kind of got to have some fun with it. So we're probably... The game plan is this thing's going to go boom. But I will be salvaging some parts off of this probably before we do that. So if this is going to explode, I want the spines for a custom. Because then I don't have to do all that work. I'll have... Spines will be good. But I'll unbox it here. It'll get a review. And then look forward to that. I'll better get it back up on wherever we're doing that video too. Yeah, it's 100%. I'm still waiting for the Rodan. Like, the Rodan hasn't hit either. At least that thing's only $50. Thank God. Like, Hedora is literally the last big thing I have for a while. Like, I even canceled... Like, I had the 3-0 Ultraman I ended up canceling. Because if it comes out soon, I won't be able to afford it. The X Plus, he was... I think on there, he was $220. Which was a little over budget, but fun thing is we found one under budget and I ordered it. And then they sent me an SH Monstars instead of the X Plus. So... Got a hold of the guy, found out it was just an error because I thought I got scammed. And I was like, oh great, we have to fight eBay for this thing. But it was an error, so I got to keep it and get all my money back. So I figure, since I have a free Monster Arts out of the deal, I'll spend a little bit more money and we'll just make sure this stupid thing actually shows up. Sadly, I think Entertainment Earth was the only one that didn't have that one. I think it's sold out already. Hey, Jason? So, that was a fun one. So I got a Monster Arts. I'm going to be repainting it for the same person. So I'm just going to unbox the little things right now. And then we'll chit-chat, get into the more expensive things. So I'm probably actually going to save the EVA for last because it has so many darn things that come along with it. It's coming along great. We got the ultrasound. And it was the most adorable thing because... For some odd reason, every time we got in the ultrasound so far, little Casey's like, looks like one of those German boxers where the arms and fists are just like over her head. And she always seems like she's doing like somersaults inside of Jess. So we finally got to see the side of the head, and we got to see her yawning. It was super cute. Also kind of terrifying because during the ultrasound, you can't really see the skin very well around the mouth. So it looks like just like gaping maw is just like opening and closing. And her foot was right there. It looked like she was going to try to swallow it whole. But it was adorable. But she's doing great. Jessica's doing good too. So super happy about that. Because I know we had a little bit of a scare early on. Which shouldn't even have been a scare. It was just like we got a test done. And because of our ages, it was probably going to come in certain ways anyways. But still a little nervous. Oh, is a Goji fan? It looks cool. Like, I actually just recently got rid of almost all my Robot Spirits Gundam figures outside of G Gundam because it's my favorite one, so I kept those. But I got rid of everybody else because almost everybody I've been getting, like, the ones I already had, I think the only thing they haven't really done yet is the Z Gundam stuff. Which they're kind of sort of doing because Sazabi's on its way, and I just ended up selling mine not too long ago. Ooh, this is pretty cool, though. Because granted, they're not as good as the Monstars, but I think for the whole, that's dope. So its arm can stretch out. Do the bites with the arms. That's pretty sweet. Now, how hard is it to get this thing to just stay as an arm? Yeah, it's from the counterattack. But still pretty excited about that. Yeah, not Zeta. Yeah, it's from the movie. Which one was from Zeta? I forget the bad guy from that one. Because the only one I had was just normal Z Gundam. Mainly, now the main reason I was actually buying the figures is if you guys never played, for the PlayStation, they used to have fighting games that was sort of like Street Fighter but with Gundams. And I was collecting the Gundams from that. So personally, I haven't seen Z Gundam, but I really love that video game. So I was trying to acquire all the mechs from that I could. And I still would like to do that. But with this line being way more inexpensive than that line, and they look super solid. Like, they got the panel lining and everything going on. I think my like nitpick is like they're not as posable, but it's serviceable enough for me. And panel lining. But if I really wanted to, I could just do it myself. What's not as good as the Monster Arts? To be honest, I don't know. I never heard of Rockhammer. I would love to do more NECA aliens, but they don't make any. Like, we've done the ones that they made. Like, between Super and this channel, we've done quite a few of the alien figures. And the Fire Team ones just suck, so I'm not excited about those ones anymore. Like, the ones that we tried to stream a while back, like, snapped in half and ended up just returning them. And I'm not going to support that line anymore. Pretty much just waiting for more of the Kenner aliens. And we did the Panther. Right? Arnez is supposed to be. I actually went over to his house and set up his stuff. So he should be doing some more gaming streaming on this channel. Currently, he's doing it on Twitch. So if you guys would like to see Arnez raging, definitely check out our Twitch. Yeah, the model kits are pretty cool. Yeah, because action figure wise, I know they did, like, Robot Spirits did Z, Double Z, and the head. Is Double Z the heavy? I know they did those. I just don't know what everybody else. Oh yeah, I got all the Haya toys on pre-order. Like, they just showed off the Mothra, which I love because they actually got the color scheme right on it with having like the actual whites on the head and stuff, which you don't see it too many. Oh, it was the O. Okay, that's what that was from. Gotcha. But no, this is pretty sweet. I would say my one nitpick is maybe that this doesn't stay in too well in the shoulder region. So if you want to keep it looking like a mobile suit, but for the most part, like if you're going to be displaying this guy, it's probably with the arm out, right? And you should have, yeah. Extra stuff. We have the circular shield, which kind of wish they had a little bit more going on with it, but it's fine, which just slots in on his arm. No, the Alien Fireteam ones are... I love NECA, but those things are hot garbage. Like, especially for the price. The spinner was kind of cool, but from our experience, out of 4 figures, we had 3 quality control problems. They're smaller than your normal Alien figure. They come with less stuff than most any other Ultimate figure, but they're still the same Ultimate price. So... because there's no reason that, like, the Fireteam Alien should cost just as much as, say, the Panther Alien. And the Panther Alien dwarfs that thing. Dwarfs it. And it has the little creature pack thing on it. So, it's even got more going on with it. Even with the magnets. Like, it's literally a more expensive figure to make. But, I pay more for that one. Yeah, you should just watch the unboxing video if you want. You can see me raging on that video. I was so upset. Oh man, I can't remember. Did we actually review that one? I enjoyed it. I watched that when it came out on Amazon, and I was pretty happy with it. It's one of those animes that, like, the ending's still kind of confusing in a way, but it's definitely got more of a conclusion than, say, like, the original Rebirths. Well, the end of Evangelion, that's what I'm thinking of. Or just the TV show, period. But no, they're sweet. Yeah, it might not be a bad option for doing a Primal Rage one. Yeah, Serrata would be good. I'm kind of waiting for, like, them to do, like, an Allosaurus or something. I think would be a cool one to use as a base for those guys. But just to get this guy done real quick, he does come with his flaming halberd, or energy halberd, I guess is what you want to call it. I kind of wish the plastic was translucent on it. It's just a metallic green. But overall, not too shabby. I actually dig this one quite a bit. I kind of wish the Sandrock was a little... like, so far, the only one I've been slightly disappointed with was the Sandrock, and that was more of, I think just an issue of my figure, because everything's just, like, soupy-duper loose, so it's easy to lose the parts. Hey, Berryzilla. Yeah, the Carno would be, ooh, I don't know about a Carno for Diablo. Because every time I think of those old dinosaurs, like the dinosaurs from that game, I always just think of old-style dinosaurs. And it's hard for, like, articulated stuff. Because even, like, back when I did them, like, I was using, what did I use, an Albertosaurus for the one I did? Which worked really good. So, like you mentioned with the Ceratosaurus, is like, it's still a solid. It's just not, like, quite right. My favorite Godzilla figure, Imperial Godzilla 1985. Personal favorite. It's not even a good figure. I just really like it. Yeah, I keep saying it, that I really do want to get back into doing reviews. It's just been really hard as of late to get Nez and I enough time to just sit there and watch a movie and then talk about it. I could always just go back to doing, like, one of us reviews stuff whenever we get around to it, instead of just both of us. Hey, there he is, Mr. Smiler. Alright, you're here now. After this, we'll open the X Plus. We got it. Godzilla is home and ready to be chopped up and blown to bits. Yeah, I was gonna say like structurally because I have actually have them all sitting here. My problem is like I'm currently missing his sword because it fell off his hand and I don't know where the budget went. But his shield, like the shield, really doesn't like to stay on. But looks wise, looks good. I love the heavy arms. The heavy arms is probably one of my favorite ones out of the lot. I kind of wish the Endless Waltz Wing Gundam could kind of do more with its arm holding the gun, but it's more nitpicky than anything. Big back room figures? I'm not sure what that means. Oh, the guy, yeah, let's say the guy game's actually really sweet. I still, one of my more favorite ones just because of like all the crap it comes with for the price. Kind of insane, like Monster, it's like they do a really good job on a lot of the not Godzilla things. Like if it's not Godzilla, it's probably going to be like the best thing ever. Or if it's not English or American. Like the legendary stuff that isn't Godzilla is probably like compared to everybody else. But it's like even like the Singular Point. Like Singular Point Godzilla is good. I enjoy it, but it could have came with stuff. And then the Jet Jaguar is like probably one of the best monsters they put out in a while. Oh, that thing. Okay, I understand. I was thinking like NECA's back room, like they got things hanging out back there, stuff like that. I was confused. Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about now. I think I've seen some streamers playing that, or not streamers, but just YouTubers playing it. We do got review. Oh man, but only two of them are good. Like the first two Tremors are great, and then like it just tanks. The Wild West one was all right. I actually kind of enjoyed that one. Yeah, I can agree with that. The new, I never bought the Exia. Like I kind of stayed away from the Gundam Seed stuff and the Exia. The only reason I've seen what like our Targets had like that red exclusive one handing out forever, and I'm waiting for it to go on clearance because I think it looks kind of neat, but I don't want to pay full price for it. They could, it'd be neat. To be honest, I would like to, like, I'm surprised nobody made a Slenderman figure. Like, just like an authentic, like, Slenderman just for giggles, because I don't, like, is there a copyright issue with it or something? Like, is there a copyright holder that they would have to go through? I'm not even understand. Or 100% on what would be a holdup with that thing. How long have I been collecting Godzilla for? I would say hard collecting, probably like 2012. I think is when I started back up. Because like I've always gotten Godzilla stuff as a kid. So I think I got my Imperial 85 when I was 4. And then it's just like slowly started building up from there. And then quite a bit of a big dump once the Treadmaster stuff came out. I got a lot of the Godzilla stuff from that. And my first G-Fest was probably the biggest like import Godzillas when I was younger at the time. Because other than that, it would have been whatever the local comic book shop got in periodically. Because he would get some Godzilla stuff because he also liked it. And I think he mainly got it just because of me. Because, you know, my parents would come in and buy them. And they weren't cheap. So that was always fun. But I would say personal, like me actually going out and buying this stuff, probably like 2012. Because for a while, I'd say it was like a couple year gap. I wasn't really collecting all that much. And then when I started back collecting, it was more like Transformers and anime stuff. Because I initially thought my Godzilla collection disappeared. Come to find out I was hanging out on the back of a truck or a van. So once we found all that, because I wasn't gonna sit there and repurchase everything. I slowly started getting back into it, and then after picking up my first Monster Arts, kind of just went pretty hard, never stopped. I don't have the event exclusive one. Never picked it up because I probably should have picked up reviews. This backpack does not want to stay on, but like I made all the accessories already for it, so like my con doesn't really need them. And I didn't really want to pay $90 just to get a scratched up chest con. It didn't really hurt my feelings too much not having anything. A skull crawler would be dope, though. That is for sure. Yep. Yeah, I know the XEO wasn't from Seed, but good to know it's double O, because that I didn't know. I don't have the advantage. Okay, I see. I'm trying to remember because after the second one, it kind of gets blurry with Tremors. Because I know the third one's with the ass blasters. I honestly forget what the fourth one was about. Is the fourth one the Western? Or is that like the island one? Master Gun is sweet. Actually, I think that's still on pre-order for me, but I have that one coming. Oh, Shin's not retired. He just doesn't show up in a whole lot. He still shows up. I would like to grab him. He's actually right over there, but currently I got boxes hanging out here, so I can't really just willy-nilly grab him. But anyways, for the Boba Fett, he comes with his little blaster, which he does have a holster for it. Just goes here. If you guys don't know my Star Wars collecting habits, for the most part, Black Series, I try to stick with new shows and primarily just TV shows. As you can see here, it's like, well, sort of see. It's like all Mandalorian stuff outside of a few characters. Anything prequels or original trilogy, I try to stick with just the 12-inch. So, I do have Boba Fett as the Black Series, but I just always thought Boba Fett was sweet, so I just try to get the versions of them. But looks really good. Nice clean armor. Paint job looks pretty accurate. He's got the little logo on his shoulder. He's got his little blaster. Well, not little blaster. Decent sized blaster. Really solid. I would say the articulation's a bit hindered on this. Sorry. Because you got the holster here wrapping around the leg. Plus this side has more of the soft goods cape belt thing going on. So this leg can do a decent amount, but you have to be a little bit wary of your articulation. It's got actually surprisingly decent posability. This is the weirdest thing about it is probably the knees. The way his knees are set up. Because the fabric just kind of bends in front of it. But I guess it still works. The snow one's the fourth. Alright, gotcha. Yep, the Burning Godzilla imposter. God, it's not even the same Boba Fett. I actually got rid of that one. That was the one I have back here is the deluxe. My original one I ended up selling a while back when I originally got out of Black Series Star Wars stuff because at the time I just didn't have space for it. Which I'm starting to kind of have that problem a little bit. Need to put up more shelves. Oh, Velocipaster. I kind of want to check it out. Is it on Amazon? Oh, so they own it. Yeah, but I imagine like getting the rights for it wouldn't be super expensive, and it'd probably sell. Especially like the people that like, there's that company that makes like those cryptid figures. That'd be a good one to do. This one, yeah, it's the bootleg one. He came down here for a comparison and never went back upstairs. We're working on it slowly. I do still need a lightsaber. That is correct. I don't have... Like, Star Wars prop-wise, I don't really have much. I have some toy helmets down here that I got off of Crazy in the Comments. Those guys, that hangs out down there. I wanted to hang them up, but I don't got room currently. Because I still have to unbox... Like, we're planning on reviewing the Star Wars ships at some point. But overall, Boba Fett's sweet. Possibly. I can see us getting another Pacific Rim at some points. But I know, well, Netflix is not a good metric. But like the anime did fine, I think. But not as amazing as they wanted it to. Right. I need to find like one of those beekeeper outfits for Arnez. Actually, you know what? I was gonna try to. Oh, I gotta be nice. Actually, don't I? We have to review this. Okay, I won't mash the box. I will state that starting tomorrow, I do have one review set up. I'm probably gonna post on my Patreon later. I filmed that yesterday just to try to film something. But I'm planning on doing a bunch of unimportant reviews until. Oh wow, this thing's so brown. He's so brown. He's got a little cast on his arm. But I plan on doing some unimportant reviews until my mom gets out of the hospital. And I'll probably I'll do these live streams and stuff. But I do have some sort of how to's and stuff I have finished. I just don't have time. Like I just haven't had any time to really like sit down and spend a couple hours editing a video. Which is usually what happens with those. Got its little tail. Huh. You have to really dealing with like a bunch of shins and old Ultimas. This guy's tail's tiny. Oh, she's currently at the hospital because she had to get surgery on her intestine. So she had to have part of her intestine removed. And she's currently still there because the bag that they put in clogged up and made it worse. So she had to get it. So now she had to get the part of the intestine removed. But she's still having issues with that spot. So now they might have to go in and. I guess the best analogy they told me was it's kind of like a pimple that's been building up and it's causing pain and they have to pop it. Sounds gross. But, like I said, hopefully she'll start feeling better soon. I know she was having issues because they were starting to try to wean her off the hard painkillers, but she's still sore. So I know when I went and visited her today before I came home, she seemed to be doing a little better, but still having pain issues with that same area. So see how it goes. I'm hoping it sounds like she might only be there for maybe a week. Hopefully not too much more than that. He is 100% gonna be more than the cast later. Alright. So, Mr. Goji. Oh man, but this looks really nice though. Head looks pretty solid. It's got teeth. He is overtly brown. Same with the stomach region here. I like the pose. I would say, if anything, I don't mind the roaring, but it's really like his jaw. If it shows up, maybe my head will kind of convey it a bit. But it's kind of rounded. And it seems weird to me. Like his jaw almost kind of like straightens out. It's odd. I like his toes though. Toes look really solid. But game plan is I plan on doing a custom at the house. And I want this. The spike section, because this is going to go on the back of a T-Rex. So what will probably happen is I'll take it before we do our thing. I'm going to cut this part off. And then the rest of them could just go because the rest of them I could just sculpt, so I don't need it. Man, this is going to be... that's going to be such an interesting video. Yeah, I was going to say, overall, to be honest, I think my the 2019 one was better than this one. I think a lot of it too is especially because you know what? Okay, I do have one problem is his spines lost some detailing on it. It might be kind of hard to see, but you can almost see like the texturing on the spines kind of smooths. And it's not as crisp as the body. Especially on the big one. Wow, yeah, that does not look that good. looks kind of like a Playmates. No offense. Yeah, especially this like middle spine here. This guy here. Oh, I don't know if my webcam's gonna be good enough, but it almost has like it's lost some of the detailing. Granted, what we're gonna be doing with it's not gonna be that big of a concern, but like if I was gonna have this on my shelf, that would maybe bug me a little bit. The farther it's kind of like a video game. The farther away I have from my face, it doesn't look as bad. But once you get closer, like the whatever the texturing there was not quite up to par. I do really like the wash though. You see the brown in between the scaling. That looks pretty sweet. I wish I had a hairdryer to hook the tail in, but I don't know. The tail seems kind of small. Like even once you put it in. I think so far is my only real nitpick. It looks a little tiny to me. But again, I could just be used to 2019, or not 2019, Ultimate Shins a lot. But not pretty sweet. Pretty freaking sweet. When it gets an X Plus, it looks good. Like I said, just mainly, I would say the dorsal spine is probably my biggest complaint. Currently. And you can see some of the seams for where they glued the spines on. But we're going to be taking them sons of bitches off, so it'll be alright. Yeah, well, like this is like the large monster series, so they're 12 inches on average. But whenever you get like a certain movie, so like the Godzillas will always be 12 inches, and then the accompanying monsters will scale. So, like, Khan scales with this one. The Ghidorah sort of scales with it. Technically, he's a little bit bigger, but it would do you justice if you had this one instead of like the 2019. And he's got a bit more of an action pose going on. So far I'd give it a pass, but we'll definitely do a review. I call them figures. They're technically statues. But most anything, I would say in general is a figure because like it's like a lot of this stuff's figures, like everything here is figures. But there's like different subcategories. So that's like statue. That's a statue, a figure that's a statue. Then I got articulate figures that are action figures, stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of like, just depends on who you're talking to for the most part. It's kind of like Godzilla. Is it dorsal spines? Is it fins? A lot of people call them different things. Yeah, it's getting smashed for sure. Well, it'll be in a Hammer video. Something bad is happening to this Godzilla. We're just trying to work out what. Because the only place we had, because we were thinking about making it go boom, but the place that we had, the guy's currently sick. But because my mom's currently sick, I can't do this in the near future. But it's definitely going to be interesting. I think I'll get a fun sort of how-to afterwards because we'll be reusing parts from this. So it'll be dope. Alright, so finally, where I buried it, one I'm excited about, that's not getting the Hammer video, is my Metal Build Unit 0. Curious to see how this one looks. We were thinking about shooting it. Because one thing I thought would be funny is, because of Khan in using like primitive weapons, I know my brother has a bow and arrow set. Let's think about shooting arrows at it. That was one of the things. Like using arrows and throwing axes and stuff. And just going to town on it. Oh, it's a gigantic version? None of them are really like affordable. Like you're still probably looking for a Godzilla. Well, when they came out, like $600. But especially with the gigantics, like if you don't pick them up as soon as they come out, they skyrocket. Like even my 62s, I think goes for like 2 to 3 times what I paid for it. Get a wood chipper. But we have to be able to see the aftermath, right? I guess blowing it up, you won't really see the aftermath either, right? But it'd be great. At least I appreciate the sentiment, Barry. I did see what you did there. Oh yeah, no, that's the comment section would be salty sweet. Yeah, it's fine. Every time we put a Hammer video, I end up on some Facebook group with people complaining. Fun though. I'm in a few X Plus ones, so that'll be interesting. I still remember like with the Monster Arts Con and people just like having the biggest rage fit. Like they like I was smashing the one that they purchased. Holy crap, there's a lot of parts. Like it comes with shoulders. So there's the gun, it has the clip, knife with the holder. You get the extra brackets for putting the weapons on with this one. This one is the Metal Build Evangelion Unit 0. We did previous reviews of the Unit 1 and the Unit 2, so oddly enough, the third one is the 0. One thing I thought was cool is it comes with these giant guns here, which I'll get them out. But you can also, what's cool is with these weapons, you can use them with the other Evangelions. So you don't have to use it specifically with this. Also looks like it's got like missile pods and stuff. So that's cool. Well, the one thing is that's really cool about these figures, they come with like a ridiculous amount of accessories. Also has this little booklet that shows you how to do everything. Yeah, these figures are not cheap. The EVAs, I think each one of them has been about $270. But you get what you pay. Like, it's one of those lines, at least you get what you paid for. Like, Hedora was $200. And for 70 extra bucks, I get a larger figure, more accessories, and this thing also has diecast in it. Like, I wouldn't say, like, this thing's a steal, but the previous two, I've opened them up and been more than pleased with it. Especially for the cost. What's this? That X Plus runs $220. Let's see if this one's more. This one's the better value. Because even with it being Evangelion, oh, it already looks so good. Oh. Oh, that head is so cool. Oh man, look at that. Oh, that head is so sweet. With this little Cyclops eye. Oh, the armor looks really good. It's got like the bronze on it. Got the shoes. The shoes, bottom soles even have detailing. I get that comment a lot. I should have just gave it away. Or the people that are like, oh, well, that thing's so hard to get a hold of. And then it's like clearance, like stuff that was in the clearance aisle. Like, it wasn't that hard to get a hold of, clearly. But even get like the giving it away, it's just like, spent money on it. Kind of just do whatever I feel like. Because even if I gave it to somebody, what's to say that they aren't going to break it in their collection? We thought about shotgun. I know Arnez has like a... It's pretty much like the Desert Eagle from Call of Duty. That's an option. Yeah, that's the best one. I paid for part of it. But that's kind of the nature of the beast with that tier. So, because if somebody pays for the thing... Generally with the reviews, I still hang on to the figure, so I don't mind chipping in half for it. That's why I'm going to keep the spines for a custom, but it's going bye-byes. Oh, you know what? That could be a... Oh, I should totally try to 3D print an Oxygen Destroyer, right? And then we could put the... Because essentially what it is, it's like a giant M80. So... Put that, in a little oxygen destroyer and then put it in front of Godzilla and see what happens. That would be funny. I think people get a kick out of that. Or because my other option was mixing up some concoction and putting it in the water so that essentially it would melt sort of like the oxygen destroyer in a way. That was the other thing. I'd have to find something that would melt the vinyl though. Yeah, it's pretty well. I'm not excited because like I have them. So unless they reissue some of the older like harder to get like variants that they did, like for instance, they did reissued the Rebirth. I'd buy a Rebirth. I definitely would buy it now. Oh man, this thing's so good looking. Look at that back. Oh, I would say if I collected more, if I was more into collecting Gundam stuff, because I used to love doing Gundam models, and right now Gundam is pretty much purely universe. I'm trying to just keep it at that. But Evangelion, I like to splurge a little bit on. If I was collecting Gundams, I this metal build line would be so dangerous for me. Like so far, every one of these have been really solid, and I still actually have another metal build hit. I have a metal build Gundam hanging out in the basement, but it's not mine. I tried selling on eBay a few times. I gotta repost it back up. It's between that or driving down to my buddy and just giving it back to him. One of these days. It would have been nice for NECA to keep it, but to be honest, I'm more a lot of the other companies with it than I was with the NECA. Like Hyatt Toys is, I think, kind of killing it right now with that. Oh, this thing's so sweet. Because even like height-wise, it's not that much smaller than the Godzilla. Like 2-3 inches, somewhere around there. Oh man, now I gotta play with it. Because it also comes with its own display stand, so that's kind of what part of this is. And then the bottom here, which also has more hands. Because just like an Evangelion, it has like its own like docking bay that it hooks into. But this is the shoulder pieces. The one thing that's kind of weird is the shoulder bits are white. It is expensive. Like Monster Arts is definitely a bit pricey for people. But like I mentioned, like with the Hyatt Toys, they're only you're looking at what, $50, and that's only like $10 more than what a NECA would be now. Like the NECA Godzillas, if they were still continuing them, they'd be $40. They'd be like all the other Ultimates. The Super 7 stuff's cool. It's kind of like a nice intermediate between Monster Arts and the Hyatt Toys. If you want something a little bigger, I don't want to say durable, because my only experience with the Hyatt Toys is the small 1/12 scale stuff. But I would say probably a little more durable. And you get some stuff with them, which is cool. Plus it's got more Heisei line. And then you also got playmates. Like that just, it's like next to nothing to collect those things. Yeah, and the High Toys, for extra $10, you get a way more posable figure. Like they look almost as posable as a Monster Arts. Like maybe not as many segmented sections, but it'll get the job done. That's for sure. Oh man, I would love the Prince of Angels. Problem is like my printer doesn't do that big, so I'd have to do them in sections. And I think I remember seeing a company was maybe doing them. I forget. Oh man, now I gotta remember how to hook these things on. Because if I remember right, yeah, so it's got this peg up here, and then this slots in here, right? Got it. Oh, the super terrifying peg that I just currently remembered is a thing. This is probably the most terrifying thing on this figure is getting these shoulder pads. Oh, again, the shoulder pads on this. Because the other terrifying thing is I gotta take these things back off when I want to review it. I don't think that one popped in. Yeah, especially if you really like the legendary stuff, I just hop in the high toy train. For sure. Oh, favorite angel? God, my brain always slips. Because I always really like the first angel you see, who is the third one. Oh, this one. I always really like that dude. I always thought he was cool. I just wish that one was bigger so it matched with the robot spirits better. Because he's like the same size as the robot spirits, which doesn't work. There we go. So there's him with the shoulders. Like I said, it's kind of weird that's white. But we'll roll with it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for some odd reason, like I've been super into EVA, but like I cannot remember the angels' names for the life of me. Yeah, so here's the cannon that this one comes with. Which you'll see here, it's got like this slot missing on top. And I think that's for these that work like a clip. So you pop that in there, and that gives you the charging clip. That's the umbilical cable. I thought I remember seeing that the guns? I thought the guns hooked into a cable, but I guess that's not right. From what I can tell. No, it's only got the one cable. So it's just got these giant cannons that hang off on both sides. When will I be open for commissions? Right now, I got a few commissions currently hanging around, but I'm really backlogged because of the whole thing happening with my mom. So I'm trying to get, I have 2 right now, or 3 commissions I'm currently working on. And I want to get those done before I move on to anything else. It'll probably be still another couple weeks. Best way is just like contact me through Etsy. Oh, that'd be cool. I forgot Diamond made one. I know there was those statues that came out a little bit ago that looked neat, but once I found out the scale, I was not quite as into getting those ones. 2022 Godzilla? You mean the Ultima? I'll be honest. I barely have any monster arts actually hanging out down here. They're all up in the. All my kaiju stuff is in the living room. So that stuff goes on display there. Oh yeah, it comes with this mask. Does that hook? Yeah. It's even got this combat mask for the front that looks kind of like a gas mask. That just slots into there and then that pops up. Yep, Ultima. I didn't think for a sec because like Ultima, like I never hear him referred to as 2022. Like that anime came out this year, right? Right. Oh yeah, I guess it's 2024, but like it's referred to as 2021. Well, each one's kind of referred to its own thing because they've got slight differences. Was Ultima in 2021? Or did it come out this year? She's been kind of just like one big meh. So I think you're right. I think it was 2021 because I think they were both the same year. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, it's been kind of one big. What is this thing? So that hooks into here. I'm learning things. I'm glad you like the skits, Godzilla boy. Trying to learn things. Oh, so those hook into the undersection of the guns? That's a backpack. That goes on. Oh, that. Oh, so it's like a portable battery pack. That's what this is. Interesting. Oh, and the shoulder pads are for the EVAs. Oh, so they're all. Okay, that explains why they're all different colors. Neat. Is there a difference? I'm definitely gonna have to sit here and look at this way more because it's just like there's. I think this one has way more going on with it than any of the other metal builds. Because I've seen these. These are what it's calling a battery pack. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna get one, but it's gonna definitely be like us on location kind of filming. So it won't be like the typical like us hanging out in the basement. Like we'll be. I'll probably just film us like going to go blow it up. Well, if you want to make customs, make customs. That's what I did. I just was like, yeah, you know what? I feel like trying to put something together and just went to town on it. And you slowly just get better at it as you progress. Also, YouTube helps a lot if you got any like questions or concerns about what you're doing. I usually always just like Google, YouTube whatever I needed to try to learn. Plus, I already helped. I already had an art background to begin with, but yeah, I have Unit 2. I have both. I was able to get both of them. Unit 2, it was a pain in the butt to get a hold of because it sold out instantly. And I think it sold out on Big Bad 2, but they dropped the pre-order in again. And I snagged it then. Like, it seemed like somebody canceled their order and I just hopped on it. This one I was able to get onto it. I just completely forgot about it coming out. Because I thought it was more of like end of the year, next year kind of thing. And not right meow. But super excited about it because I always really liked the design of Zero. And what's going to make me sad is because now that they put this one out, they'll probably put out the blue one. I have to get the blue one because, of course, I'll have to get it. I hope they do Unit 3. Actually, you know what? I hope they do Unit 4. Because I remember Unit 4, it's very similar to Unit 3, but like especially with the old toys, he had like riot shield armor or like riot gear. So he had like a riot shield and stuff like that. I always thought it was cool. Oh, the Unit 2 of this one, the red one, it sold out like instantly everywhere. Like everywhere went up for pre-order, it just like was gone in the next like 5 minutes. And so I think at the time I was still working midnights, so I was up for the pre-order for the one, but when it came out stateside, I was sleeping, so I missed those pre-orders too. Yeah, that's kind of the other thing, especially with customs, is it's a bit of a learning process because I definitely fudged up with you. I remember doing that Don Fry of Douglas Gordon and got a UFC Don Fry so I could steal its head to put on a Duke Nukem body. And then trying to get the head on, I melted it because I didn't realize. Having used the heat gun on the Duke Nukem and nothing bad happened, I thought it would work the same with the UFC figure, but lo and behold, they definitely have different melting points, and that had just warped the crap. I was so mad because it's not a cheap figure. So I had to buy another one in order to get that figure finished in time to get it autographed. So that was great. Definitely had a few of those. And just one of those you slowly build it up, especially with like me doing my customs. It's not like I had everything right off the get go. It was like I had a random figure. I'm like, hey, you know what? We'll go get some like 50-cent paints at Walmart and Just get some of the brushes there too. Like I still use like majority of my brushes are like from like Walmart or like Hobby Lobby, like nothing too crazy. And just paint something up. Even just get a Playmates. If you just want to like mess around with something and get some practice in, like they're very inexpensive. Sadly, no more ghost stories. I haven't had anything really creepy happen in a while. Would be great though. Always like it's one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube is just random like ghost videos. Oh yeah, we got the Hammer Collection T-Rex. We did a review. It's currently sitting on the custom table because I was waiting for because I mainly bought it to make a custom out of it, and now that we have the Godzilla, I got the parts because we're making a Godzilla Tyrannosaurus Rex crossover, kind of like a Godzillasaurus Rex, but using the actual T-Rex. So that's the game plan with him. So his spines will be allocated for other things, and then we'll be repainting that. Repainting. I'll probably try to put gills on it because using 2021 spines, I kind of want to have similar traits. And then it'll probably end up having something close to the same paint job. Yeah, like a Tyrannosaurus, because I want to use it to replace the some of the channel stuff, so it'd be like the thumbnails and whatnot. So instead of like the Godzilla girl, I'll probably use that. I still plan on using the Godzilla girl. It's actually one of the ones I've been wanting to kind of work on and maybe updating. Because that was the other thing was between doing the T-Rex, where I could have done a Godzilla girl with this thing and used the parts. But I would definitely have to be a lot more selective on what I would use for this. Because I would have to shave things off. And at that point, it's not worth smashing. I've already butchered this and cutting it to pieces. But with the Godzillasaurus, I can remove enough of this, but still make it worthwhile for us to be blowing it up. And to be honest, I don't even have to tell people. I can just cut it off and just... You guys will see this when it goes boom. But I like to be open about that. Yeah, that's even if you always want to add joints. I just even talk about just custom painting something. Because I would say like one of the most important things to learn right off the get-go with custom is painting. Because no matter how bad of a job you do on any of the other processes you do in customizing, a good paint job solves a lot of problems. So if you're not super comfortable with sculpting and using epoxy putty, you can still learn. But with a good paint job, it helps alleviate some of that stress. For sure. Anyways, we've been going for about an hour now. So I think I'm going to call it good here. I'm going to fudge around with this a little bit more. Speaking of commissions, I got to sit here and work on some. I got to finish shaping a Ghidorah's wings to add some fabric to it. So making opposable wings for a 2019 Ghidorah. But my Dremel, I realized, didn't charge overnight, so I had to get it charging. Right, Smiler? God, I just lost my train of thought. I was just like... I'll say the one nice thing about doing streams is like I've been stressing a lot with the whole mob thing. It's always nice just like talking to people. Helps get everything. Helps calm the nerves a bit. Doing good. Doing good. Got a bunch of stuff. Got Mr. Metal Build Unit 0. So I got to play around with that a little bit more. We got the X Plus 2021 Godzilla, which is going to go boom for a Hammer video. So that'll be fun. Get to look forward to that. Mr. Boba Fett came in. Super solid. And always, the Gundams are really good for the Gundam universe. Hope you've been doing well, Ultra. Yeah, especially if you know how to use clay. Like, epoxy putty is a little bit of a different beast. Just because of the cure time on it. Like, you only have so much time to really mess around with the stuff. And it's also... what's the word? it doesn't have quite the same properties. Because especially if you want to use sculpting tools on epoxy putty, it's very sticky. Like Milliput's an example of that. And I tend to use a lot of water to kind of circumvent some of my problems with that. Yeah, it's pretty much been here. I haven't really had too much time to really sit down and do videos, which is why I haven't really done any new videos. And the ones that are going to be coming out are going to be more of the easily editable, edited videos I can edit easy. Is what I'm trying to say. Hey, Kirisu. Oh, the Shenlong? Yeah, there's figure arts. There's a bootleg too. So if you don't want to spend full money for a legit Shenlong to customize, there is that option as well. Oh yeah, the X Plus Zilla would be super dope. But anyways, we're gonna call it good here. This is like I mentioned, I gotta try to make some progress on the commissions today. And then I'm going to hit the hay. So help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, Facebook. Steve versus food. I miss people sending us those food stuff. It was good times. But Patreon, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook. Guys, like you with the day with channel donate. We greatly appreciate it. Again, also link in the description below for entertainment. Or if you'd like to try to get some of these figures for yourself, link down there. I'll support the channel. Get yourself some sweet collectibles. I know the Gundam and Boba Fett are for sure. Unit 0, I would be hard-pressed to believe it's not sold out if they did have it. I know the X Plus wasn't for sure. But they do have X Plus Godzilla's, a lot of 2021 stuff. But anyways, see you guys in the next video.